Welcome to another episode of That Arrow Show. All right, everybody. Tonight's episode, the recruits. So we're gonna get into the good, we're gonna get into the bad, and of course, we're gonna get into the Laurel. So tonight, Oliver Queen gathered up a bunch of scrubs and said, I'm gonna make y'all be about some shit. But they wasn't about shit, were they? Who wants to go first? So, did anybody see any good in tonight's episode?
Tag me in.
Okay.
Let me go straight for the jugular. My boy Ragman. Ragman was pulling white holes left and right. He was not there to play games at all. When he drugged the one lady through the ground, slammed her against the like.
Oh, that shit was real.
He threw her like a grown man. And then white lady number 2, who was trying to run. I don't know where she was going in that slow motion. She was running so slow. She was running back to the
That
Ragman.
was hilarious. The funny part is, that was the same white lady.
My favorites, I want to take it back to focus on the other recruits. My standout has to be Curtis. He grew some, I guess he grew some balls. He put Oliver in his place, told him he wasn't about shit, and he left the team. So it took some convincing for them to come back, and I like how they came back together, but I got to give my standout to Curtis.
My other good happened at the end of the show when Prometheus rolled up. Old Churchill was like, you see Arrow? That's my bitch. If anybody gonna touch, that bitch is gonna be me. You hear me, boy?
It comes back to the sun. Whoa, wait a minute, boy. You realize churches.
I know.
And Prometheus is...
Another one of my favorite parts involves Ragman when he grabbed the old girl up and then Church Goon number 5 rolled up and was like, I'm gonna shoot him. He's like, nah, we gotta get our stuff for free.
You mean obvious goon that was obvious?
Exactly. He was
In
like,
the yellow and blue.
let that go.
Looking like an extra in Fabo video.
Exactly.
With all them colors on.
And I have to repeat, like I said, stunt and fight choreography were really on point. Everything from the last scene with Prometheus, the dragon, even Ragman looked decent from a stunt perspective. We'll get back to him later. The training exercise with the bell in both the past and the present, like everything looked good on that front.
My whole thing with the bell thing is you doing level 10 power moves. On level 1 trainees. I'm like, yo, damn, just get with a clothesline. Yeah, this one dude with a hurricane run. I was like, no, they know you crossed.
So my last good would have to be Felicity. I liked the way she was presented in this episode. She was very upbeat, brought the heart back to the team, put Oliver in his place a little bit as well. Really just drove home the message of what Team Arrow should be. And I think that's what's really going to hold the team together. So I like that, how she was in that regard. Which leads to the bad.
All right, you said lead you to the bad.
Yep.
We are getting into the bad. We just gonna go ahead and pop it off. Baby Hands is getting on my nerves already.
Yeah. So I don't believe him as a cop. I don't believe him as someone with testosterone.
Like heavy on the soy milk.
He looks like he is playing a cop on TV. He looks weak, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe him as Felicity's boyfriend. Like it is really, and
He's like clearly rebound.
exactly.
Like it's so
Exactly.
obvious. It's so obvious that it almost insults my intelligence. It's like you want me to believe that you went from bop 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 Oliver Queen to hey Felicity, I'm coming over later. No.
Let me get a piece of this.
Okay. Go.
So check this out. So first of all, the man can't even grasp a cup of coffee without using 2 hands.
I don't even believe he can hold a pistol.
So
And he has to lift that coffee with his leg.
he looks like the lost NSYNC member. He looks like this was the Backstreet Boy who got put off the bus.
It looked like he walked onto the wrong set and he meant to show up to Vampire Diaries.
I wouldn't even throw that insult on Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, they
He was like,
they show got the
he was
let
like-
them go out with
He rolled up up in there like, is this High School Musical 4?
Let's just put it out there. Felicity's new man is a villain.
We know that.
It's clear.
But when is it gonna stop being obvious? When are we gonna stop reusing the same storyline hints all over again?
Speaking of obvious, we're gonna segue into my next bad. This is just a minor thing, but I just had to point it out. When Thea found out old girl from Ameritech
Was grinding.
was grinding.
She
When
snuck
she
up
went
on
up on the roof, that was clearly a
man.
stunt man.
Clearly a stunt man.
stunt man. And like they didn't even try to hide it. And I was like, okay. I guess
That was your only glitch as far as the stunts and choreography were.
My other bad has to go to, it was a bad good for me, but my boy Quentin Lance. Who rolled up in there like the drunk Uncle Lake at the barbecue. Like, I half expected him to go like,
Hitching up his pants.
He was like, yo, you know, my car broke down and I need $2. We know you drinking, man.
Okay, another bad that I gotta put out there. The Diggle subplot was doo.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna stop you right there. The Diggle subplot wouldn't have been weak if it wasn't for the fact that the flashbacks were just as weak. I feel like them trying to do that Diggle B plot when they still had those flashbacks going on was a mistake. A huge mistake.
You either do your flashback or you do the Diggle shit.
Especially considering the flashbacks to me were a fucking waste.
Yeah.
Like
they moved from one room to another room.
Like,
exactly.
The only thing we got out of it was the true purpose of the bell test. My bad includes the new formation of the fuck around gang, which now includes Curtis, girl number 2, and Mad Dog.
For the life of me, I cannot remember that girl's name.
She don't have one. It ain't for her.
They won't even say her name, and that was another bad that I was gonna get to too. Like at least we established Mad Dog last episode, and Curtis been around for a minute. This girl was on one episode of Arrow last season.
we barely remember.
Exactly, and the only reason I know that is because we pay attention to fucking show notes.
And my question is this, this is another problem that I have with this part. So they all have an issue with his training methods, but you gotta remember, he's not trying to candy their ass. He's like, look, when you outside shit gets real.
But it's more than that. The point of the episode was to show that Oliver doesn't know how to be a leader.
That's contradictory to the fact that he's actually trained Roy and that he's kind of assisted Laurel in her training.
Trained Roy because
Roy got on Mirakuru and handled himself. He slapped water for 5 episodes. Went to sleep.
Wax on, wax off.
Went to sleep and then woke up a G. I don't know what kind of training that is.
But at the same time, like, because when we first introduced the Mad Dog in this episode, he almost died jumping over a building.
That was his dumbass.
Exactly.
But my thing is, how he can't.
A dead Mad Dog.
He can't hold their hands. Is my whole thing.
But the thing is, he wasn't holding their hands. He wasn't really doing anything but yelling at them.
Exactly.
And I get that the point was for them to figure out what the purpose of the exercise were.
And to also work together.
Well, the point of the exercise was for them to work together. They were supposed to figure that out. But the thing is,
another main thing about this episode,
degrading them and beating them down isn't how you get people to do what you want. And yelling at them, that's not how you
especially people who didn't come from the conditions that Oliver came from to become who he is. And that was the purpose that was Oliver's lesson for the episode, that they aren't him. Alright, so we've gotten through all of the bad. Let's get on the laurels. Okay guys, what was so stupid this week that you already ready to go?
Yeah. Just because you say her name several times doesn't mean that it's going to be that much more impactful. We get that Laurel was a part of the show. As a matter of fact, she's kind of a part of our show because we use her name to mock certain aspects of this show. but you don't have to keep reminding us that she was a thing that exists. Thank you. We realized that she sucked and died.
And that was the thing I want to bounce off to is that, you know, he's trying to use her as a reference, but technically using her as a reference for suck. Because everybody else on the team,
He used her as an insult.
exactly. Everybody else on the team made it but her. And you want to end up like Laurel Lance, like, no, I want you to train me.
I want to live.
But what's interesting about that is he says that he mocks her, but at the same time is if it wasn't for me, Laura wouldn't be dead, and I'm a kill criminal now.
But this is the part that kills me. When she has done nothing to contribute to this level of emotion. Fuck. He was with her, and her and Sarah went through the school of hard knocks, and I would think they'd have more together. He didn't even show that much emotion when Thea died.
Mm-hmm.
But Laurel goes out, and every episode there's a mention of her. I'm like, dude, shut up.
I think it was funny that Curtis didn't even mention her name when he was talking about how he was telling the story to them about how
You all were a family.
a family, and he mentioned Thea, he mentioned Spartan.
To be fair, he did not mention Roy.
He said Speedy.
He didn't know Roy.
Exactly. And
He said, yeah, true.
okay, let's put it this way. If you were mentioning family, would you mention the uncle who touches people? No, so Laurel doesn't get it.
Uncle Creepy does not get it.
Alright, so I guess that concludes tonight's episode of That Arrow Show. Be back next week, same Arrow time, same Arrow channel. Like and subscribe, Slander Entertainment. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We all we got.
His acting with that was like an actual person. Like, I've seen this person before. I know this person. Like,
He looks like he smells scummy.
like
This
you call it a bad, but to me, his acting was a good for me. And
Yeah, I like it in the fact that even he knows that he's a fuck up, and it's like y'all want to give me power in my current state. Have you seen me?
You know how to celebrate this job, right?
paying attention to my life.
You want to put me in charge of money? I was this close to sucking dick. or a fifth.
For a shot of anything.